Hello people of the internet and welcome to this next video in the Turtles in Time ReShelled edition. This is our second video here. We're going to continue on with the game here. We're going to select Donnie. As always that I do, we're right on to the third level, Sewer Surfing. Now in my last video, if you watched it, I talked about the comparisons between the Super Nintendo version and this version. And I was a little bit wrong on that. This is actually, I mean, it's technically a remake of the Super Nintendo version, but it actually more closely follows the actual arcade version that was out, because it was in the arcades first in, I want to say, the late 80s, early 90s, and then it was adapted into the Super Nintendo version. So the comparisons between the two actually are going to be not quite as much as I was talking about last time. The way that the bosses are laid out, there's pizza, sweet. The way the bosses are laid out, the way the music is, yeah, even in the arcade version it had the classic Sewer Surfing music and stuff, which, if you're a fan of the game, then you kind of know it. But yeah, so the games are closely comparable to the arcade version, so I was wrong in saying that. I didn't know everything, but actually, this would have been out in the arcade closer to the release of the second Turtles movie, because in the arcade version they had the bosses, which we're going to fight here. I think in this video maybe we're going to fight the Toka and Razor. So we will see them here shortly. I think I don't want to lose very many lives. Usually in the Super Nintendo version, after this, at the end of this level, you will fight the Rat King. But in this version, you actually get teleported by Shredder after this level. Whereas you would do this, and then you go to one more level, and you fight Shredder, and then he teleports you to the time warp. So, get the pizza. Now we've got all of these alien ripoffs here. Not really ripoffs, but they do look a lot like the actual alien from the movie's Alien, so. Okay, so also last time I talked about the fact that the attacks, how you have this attack where you jump and you attack and you kind of dive forward with a kick there, but also in the Super Nintendo version there's one where you can spin a little bit in the air and it kind of helps with some of the enemies. Here goes Shredder here.
Is wearing thin. I am banishing you to a time warp from which you shall never return.
Alright, so let's go through the time warp, see what we got. All the way back to 250 million BC, let's do this. And usually in the Super Nintendo version, this level has Slash as the boss. But in this they have the, I forget his name, the clay monster guy, because that's what it was in the arcade version. So it does hold true to, the actual arcade version, definitely more than the Super Nintendo version. So, and I think a lot of people, even myself, thought that was a little odd, because I played the Super Nintendo a lot more than I played the arcade version. I probably only played the arcade version in an actual arcade back, you know, when it was out, probably maybe just once, and I probably didn't get that far because, you know, I didn't either A, wasn't that good at playing it, or B, just didn't have the quarters to play. But so that's why when I first played this ReShelled version, I thought, well, that's kind of weird that they would kind of change things around a little bit. But now remembering that this is more closely based off of the arcade version, then I can understand why. Should have some of these guys. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Still very satisfying, like it is on the Super Nintendo and the arcade, to just to have that beat 'em up. That's in him. Oh, good pizza, right at the right moment. I needed that. Throw your bomb. There you go. I want to grab him. You're supposed to be able to throw the rock guys, I thought. Oh, we got the super pizza there, which I'll use here in a moment. Actually, now's a good time. Just so we're not mistaken that those are just regular 5-pound mallets. they've got to put the 100 on there to know, hey, these are heavy. Forgot the sunscreen. Maybe I can get through this. I think they give me one more pizza here close to the boss. I think I may be able to get through this without losing a life. That would be kind of cool. So going back to what I was talking to in the last one about that attack, you've got this dive attack, and then you also have a spin attack, which I honestly didn't think was in this game until I just kind of figured it out, where if you jump and right before you're coming down, then you can kind of do a little attack forward. So it's kind of cool. There we go. There's a pizza. It was kind of cool that that attack was still in there. So I liked it on the Super Nintendo version a little bit better because you could get a bunch of attacks up at the top of your attack. You could just keep spinning and spinning, so you could kill things that are flying in the air a lot easier than you could just normally. Ah, crap! All right, let me get that pizza.
Pizza time!
Pizza time. You can only hit him like twice, and then you gotta run away from him. And he knows where I'm gonna go, so he cuts me off. He knows. Kind of like in the Super Nintendo version of Mario Kart, where they seem to know exactly where you're going to be driving, so they throw their little projectiles over you. At least that's what I think. I think Nintendo installed a mind-reading chip in that game. Oh no, can I beat him with just one more hit? Doubt it. Nope. This guy's kind of boring, and there's not really much variation to him. You just... I mean, most of the enemies are kind of like that, but, I mean, this guy's really just... not really simple, but he has a simple way of fighting you. He just gets up, you hit him twice, and you run away from him. Kind of crappy. But, that being said, we got him done. Very sweet. Well, awesome. That will be our second level here today. We're up to 3160. Awesome. So next time we will continue on with the next two levels. So thank you so much for stopping by. This is just a quick video here in our playthrough of the ReShelled version of Turtles in Time. So I'll go ahead and wrap this up. So again, thanks so much for stopping by. If you are new to my channel, go and subscribe. That would be awesome. And if you like the game, if you like the playthrough here, leave a couple likes down below. That would be greatly appreciated. And if you guys have any ideas for games that you want to see, I've got plenty going all the way back to the Atari days. So if we've got it, we'll do a couple. And we'll just enjoy playing some games together. But I'll go ahead and finish this up here. Again, thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you guys soon. And as always, keep on gaming.